Today we're going to try something that I actually haven't even tried yet. So, let me explain this to you. Toyota Camrys, some Toyota Camrys have security systems. In my experience, I have not found a 4-cylinder 99 and older that has a security system. All the V6s have security, and 2000, 2001 have security. And how do you know if your car's got security? Alright, let's go take a look. First off is the key. See the key? See how it's got the big black part on it? That's a security key. See how this key has no security. So let's take a look. Stick this key in, turn it on. Car fires right up, right? Stick the non-chip key in there. No fire. Now let's try the chip key again. Fires right up. Now I haven't tried this. What happens if you just put this key right above it and then try this key? Still no. Right next to it? That's pretty interesting. Right in the spot like that, it will not start it. See the security light on the dash flashing? Right there. Okay, let's try the chip key. As soon as I put the chip key in, the security light goes out. So that is how you know if your Toyota Camry has security. Now, I was once told it was this green ring around here that tells you have security, and it's not. 4-cylinders have that. That's not what it is. So let's kind of go through what I've done here. What I have here, if you guys remember that Toyota van where I actually removed the ignition with a hammer and screwdriver and drill, this is the computer out of it. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to remove this computer and then install this one and see if I can start this car without the security key. So, let's get going. First step to getting to the computer is kind of removing everything that you don't need, which is pretty much the glove box and all the glove box essentials kind of thing. Groove Town. I'll just be leaving that there. What I'm basically going to do is just start disconnecting this computer. I find the V6s to be a completely different setup, electrical, than the 4-cylinders. I find that the 4-cylinders are much easier to deal with. I find the V6s go into theft mode. I find the V6s overheat faster. I'm just not a big fan of the V6s, as you guys can tell. I've only ever ran one, and it did catch on fire on me, so not really had the best luck with them. So let's take a look at these here. They say they're the same computer. The code, like the actual M1MZFE is the same, but the actual Toyota engine control is a little bit different. Made by the same company. This one here's got a lot more detail on it, that's for sure. Let's see if we can get this bastard in there. didn't really go as smoothly as I thought. I think it's because I had the computer upside down. How they mount is a little bit different from one computer to the next. So it was just a little hard to get orientation of the computer. Okay, so first off, we have security light flashing. No. Not starting with this key. What about with this one? Not starting with that one either. Didn't really see this happening. Let's try putting in the factory computer and seeing if this thing fires back up. Okay, I now have the factory computer installed. Where's the keys gone? Oh, there it is. Security light's out. Okay. Let's try with this key. Still no fire. Go back to factory key. That's so weird. Okay, so how do I get security off of these 6? That's my question. Well, this didn't really work out the way I wanted to. I'm pretty much at a standstill on this. I'm getting a little upset with it. I've tried the V6 Toyota Sienna computer. I found the Toyota theft box, which is right... Can you see it? See those 2 plugs right there? That's your Toyota theft box. That's been disabled. But I cannot get away from the chip key. I cannot get away from the chip key. The car runs fine on the chip. Just like before. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, fuel pump's not hooked up. Anyway, it runs fine on the chip key, but it will not run on the non-chip key. So what I've done is I followed the wires. Actually, first off, I found an aftermarket anti-theft. So that was taken out. That was pretty easy to take out. You guys make a horrible anti-theft device. Yes, you do. So what I've done is I've gone from the key back down to this box right here. And then I went to this connection. I tried the old GM trick where you just cut one of them while it's running. No dice. I've traced this back into the wiring harness. I've traced it up to the actual cluster right here. And then I've traced it from the cluster all the way over to there. And then I lose it over there. Honestly, I'm not super excited about this. I've tried a couple V6 stuff before with no avail, and it looks like I've just done it again. I did try quite a bit with this little unit right down here. I think this right here is what's holding me back. I've tried jumping wires, I've tried testing for currents, I've tried testing for ohms. I've had no real luck right there, but it still runs. I just can't seem to get it to, I don't know, run without the chip key. Now, for some reason, I had the fuel pump give out on me on this. Not give out, but the wiring stopped the fuel pump from working. Oh, I just heard the fuel pump snap off. She should fire up for a bit. And then the fuel runs out. But what I've done, that's my original wiring. This is today's wiring. I've spot and tested for chip key and non-chip key, and there's no real differences, so I don't know what's stopping it. It must be these wires right here are controlling something. I just have to figure it out. But sorry, this is going to be one of those videos that I guess goes nowhere because I've got nothing done except get upset. So thanks everybody for watching. I'm sorry that this video turned out the way it did. See you guys back here tomorrow.